Hey guys, Scheming Off the Grid here, and if you didn't already know, we're a little bit jacked up about the Sega Genesis Mini. In today's episode, we're going to talk about 5 more games that we hope to see on this console that already has a pretty amazing library. What are we drinking today?
They're drinking Chestnut Street by Chattanooga Brewing Company. It's a brown ale that was sent to us by our good friend RetroWolf88.
Alright, you know the drill. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell icon so you never miss an upload. And sit back, relax, nibble on some chestnuts if you care to, and let's talk about 5 more games we hope to see on the Sega Genesis Mini.
Hey everybody, Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, and you're watching Gaming Off the Grid. Remember, everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man.
Alright, here we go. We're coming at you today with another 5 games we hope to see on the Sega Genesis Mini. The first time we tried doing this, I think we had a really good list of games, but Sega beat us to the punch by like 1 hour.
Yeah, they like screwed us, but we might have a crystal ball.
Yeah.
Because we got most of the games correct.
Yeah, so if we can do that again, this collection's just going to keep getting better and better. And, you know, we were a little upset at first, but it was like, you know what? There's awesome games on this thing now, and so let's keep rolling with it. So the first game we want to talk about is Dinosaurs For Hire. Are you a Contra fan? Are you a dinosaur fan? Because if you're fans of either one of those, guess what? This game needs to be on the collection and you need to play it.
Yeah, this game is so sweet. It's 2-player, which is fantastic.
Yep, couch
it's
co-op.
Basically Contra, except not as tight as Contra. It's kind of a little loose. But you play as dinosaurs, so what do you expect? you're not like freaking Rambo running through. You're a dinosaur.
Yeah, if you were a dinosaur, would you have tight controls?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so this game is a lot of fun. The reason I like this game so much is I've got good memories of playing it on the Sega channel with my friend who had that for like a year growing up, and this game is just a great co-op game, and it really has that 90s weird aesthetic. Like, they were just trying weird stuff, you know. It kind of reminds me of like the same feeling I had when I played the Mutant League games and things like that. It's just a weird game, like throw guns in dinosaurs' hands and go kick some ass, and it's a lot of fun, and I think it would just be a welcome addition to the Sega Genesis Mini's already awesome list of games. And the next game we want to talk about is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Hyperstone.
It's good to see you little pussies have grown a set. You learn how to use the Google machine and hack our channel. Big whoop. We're not going to report you, because we're not little grasses.
Nice. We didn't think it'd be so easy to get inside your head, to get you so rattled. But we're there. Every time you close your eyes, we're the only 2 people you're going to see. We're still waiting for you to pick this game. You pick the game, we choose the match type. Our rules. Bring it on.
You did it again, didn't you, Button Bashers? You just can't stay off our channel. What is your... I mean, you guys obsessed with our channel? What the hell's going on?
I think they're in love with us.
Yeah, they like us a lot.
They're in love
That's
with
the
us.
issue. And they want us to beat their ass because they'd probably like it. And I'm starting to get pissed. And so, Button Bashers, yeah, you guys started this thing. And we'll finish it. So just be ready for that. But you know what? We're not going to give you any more of our time and attention because, you know what? You're not welcome here. We'll pay you back for this. Just... you're not going to see it coming. The game we're trying to talk about is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Hyperstone Heist before we were rudely interrupted by the guys from across the pond. And this game, we think it may be a long shot to be on this list.
Yes, because it's a licensed game.
Yes.
But it is badass. It's a Konami game.
Yep.
It's multiplayer. If you like Turtles in Time, you'll love this game.
And that's the reason I really want this on this collection, is because Turtles in Time had a couple different options to play it. You were playing it in the arcades, and you could play it in this on your Super Nintendo, and they were very comparable. This game only had life on the Sega Genesis, and I think a lot of people missed it. And I'm not going to say that it's better than Turtles in Time, because Turtles in Time is just an iconic game, but it is a game that plays very, very similar to it, and I think anybody who enjoys Turtles in Time would love this game, and it really could spark up a debate as to which one is better, because they're both fantastic games. So how awesome would it be? We know we're probably going to get the Streets of Rage games, etc., but to have this beat 'em up on there, Hyperstone Heist, which a lot of people missed.
Yeah, it'd be so freaking sweet to shine light on this game and bring it up to the level that Turtles in Time is at.
Yeah, and it's just the Ninja Turtles back then were awesome, and you know what? Still have a crush on April O'Neil. So I really hope this game makes the collection. And man, I'm shaking right now.
Yeah,
these interruptions.
You gotta
stop. They gotta stop.
Just rub it off, and we gotta move on with our lives. With number 3, Ranger X. Yes.
And this is not a Power Ranger game, folks. This is a very unique game, and the controls are very unique, and that is why it made our list. This is another game that I only remember playing a fistful of times on the Sega channel, so by no means are we experts here. But this game is unique. If you are into running gun games or shooters or shmups, whatever you want to call them, this game would be right up your alley, and it's got a very unique control system because it's only like a single D-pad, right? And it would benefit from like a twin stick situation, I think, but it controls your forward progression, your vertical movement, and it's really neat.
It's very cool, and I've never really played a game like that where one button controls your shooting this way and the other button controls your shooting this way. So it's like, it's kind of hard to get used to at first, but once you get used to it, you're like, dude, this is kind of sweet.
Yeah.
And it's a very unique game. You like play as this robot, and like it keeps making me want to watch RoboCop for some reason. I don't know, but it's a sweet game.
It is, and if it's just one of those games, if you're into shooters and that type of thing, I think you'll find something here that is unique that you may have missed. I think a lot of people missed this game. It's a lot of fun, and the sprite work is really great. The graphics are on point, and it's just a game that we hope is on the collection because it's a little obtuse and off the beaten path, and we think that's what we really want on this collection. They've done a great job so far, but we've had so many Genesis collections.
Yes.
Like, you know, nothing against it, but we've had the Altered Beasts over and over and over, and, you know,
And
the
Streets of Rage, and it's like, yeah, those games are great, but I already own them on like 4 million other games.
Yeah.
So, one thing to say about this game though is it's only one player, which kind of sucks, but if it's a good game, that doesn't matter.
And it would have been really cool to be a 2-player game, but you know us, we love shooters, so we just hope it's on the list. We're going to move on to the 4th game that we hope to see on this collection.
And that is Chacon The Forever Man.
Yep, the boom, 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 boom. The guy walks with authority, folks. He has a very slow, methodical pace, and he is an ass-kicking machine. The game has a very dark aesthetic. It's an awesome platformer that's hard as hell, but he's the Forever Man. He doesn't die.
Yeah, he doesn't die. And it's very cool how the game, it's kind of like a Metroidvania style game where you can go backwards and forwards, and you have to go back to levels once you get certain like weapons and stuff. So it's very kind of open worldish for this era. It's super sweet.
Yeah, and about a year ago, our buddy Brian showed us this game, and it's been on our radar ever since. We play it frequently when we fire up the old Genesis, and just a lot of fun. And again, it's a unique game.
Yes.
We think a lot of people, you know, your casual Genesis owner probably missed. So, come on, baby. Chacon the Forever Man. We want him to live again.
Ooh, scary.
Yeah. All right. And the last game we are going to talk about is
Mortal Kombat 2.
Yep. And, you know, maybe an obvious choice, but, you know, Mortal Kombat is seeing new life with Mortal Kombat 11. There is the new arcade 1-up cabinet that is slowly trickling out. To me, that style of that game screams Sega Genesis.
Yes.
And I don't know, all the Genesis people and Sega heads that we're friends with are huge Mortal Kombat fans.
So I definitely think it's like a Sega thing, and like, yeah, I like Mortal Kombat, but I was not a Sega kid, so I don't have that love for it. And it's weird because it was available for everything.
Yeah, and you can play it so many different ways, but there's just something about that feels like what the Genesis was trying to do. You know, if you didn't grow up in the era, you didn't get blasted with the commercials that Sega does, what Nintendo don't, and all those things. I had Nintendo stuff, and I was always like, man, that Sega stuff just seems so progressive, and that's like what the teenagers, the cool kids are playing, and Mortal Kombat was there, and it was other places too, but it just felt like its home was on the Genesis console. So I think it needs to come back home, and I think Mortal Kombat 2, obviously 3, you know, 1 are good in that, but for some reason Mortal Kombat 2 is just the one. This list of games would be awesome. Some of them are long shots. We really think that Hyperstone heist game is a long shot, and you know, licensing issues might be kind of rough as well with the Mortal Kombat 2, but they seem to be freeing that up, and it's been on prior Sega Genesis clone consoles, but they were the AT games, which let's get rid of those. So anyway, I think that's a pretty awesome list. Let's see what you think about this beer.
Yes, the Chestnut Street Brown Ale by Chattanooga Brewing Company. It's a pretty good brown ale. It's just very simple.
Yep.
It has good flavor. It's not too tacky. It's not too like strong or powerful. It's just a nice, easy, simple drinker.
Yeah, RetroWolf88 was so kind to send this our way. He's got a very new channel, so go check it out. Making strides, leaps and bounds. I always look at channels, especially new ones, watch their first episode and then their most recent episode, and you know if it's gonna last long term if you see that growth. So great job, and thanks a ton for sending this as a beer. You hit it right on the head. There's nothing that I can say that you didn't.
Yeah.
It's a well-balanced brown ale. If you're a fan of brown ales, you're gonna like this. It's a great beer. It's got a little bit of that bitterness on the finish, which I like in a brown ale, and robust flavors, very caramely notes. You can taste that nuttiness, which, chestnuts roasting on an open fire. That's what they were going for, I think.
Yep.
So, yeah, just a traditional brown ale done the right way. And sometimes it's hard for breweries to get out of their own way and do a simple beer like this nowadays, because everybody's trying to just show how big, their things are.
Yeah, and it's like, stop.
Yeah.
We get it. Just make us beer.
Yeah, and this is a fantastic
they
beer.
did a great job.
And Retro Wolf 88 said it's one of his favorites, so we're glad you sent it our way. Anyways, we appreciate all of you and all your support. The last video we did of this has done very, very well, so we figured, what the heck? Let's drum up 5 more games we hope to see on the Sega Genesis Classic or Sega Genesis Mini. We always appreciate you tuning in and subscribing to the channel. Keep gaming, keep drinking, and we'll see you next time right here on Gaming Off the Grid. Welcome to the blooper reel, ladies and gents. Today you get an extra special treat. You get to watch us backwards. Enjoy.